in our new class. So what we are learning in social right now? We are learning about our country. So which is our country? My India, right? So we are learning about our country, My India. So what are the things we are going to learn in this lesson? Yes, we have already discussed what are the political divisions of India, and we are going to learn about the different physical divisions of India, right? Yes, say me something about the political divisions of India. Yes, our India is the 7th largest country in the world, right? And it is the second most populous country in the world. So, in order to maintain the law and order, our country India is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories. Very good. And we have seen what are those 29 states and 7 union territories with their capitals in our first class, right? Very good. And what is the next thing we are going to learn about our country? Yes, what are the different physical features of India, right? Yes, we have learned the different physical features in our previous class, right? Can you remember them? Yes. So, how many physical features we have? Yes, we have 6 different physical features. What are they? The Northern Mountains, the Northern Plains, the Great Indian Desert, the Southern Plateau, the coastal plains and the islands, right? So, what do you mean by these different physical features? How India is divided into different physical divisions? Yes, based on the different landforms. Okay, landforms means like mountains, desert, or plains, or coastlines. Based on that only, we are dividing our India into 6 different physical features. Okay, so our India has so many physical features, right? We have almost all the physical features. That is why our India is one of a unique country. Okay, so with different physical features. Okay, so say me once again, what are the different physical features we have? Northern mountains, northern plains, Great Indian Desert, Southern Plateau, coastal plains and islands, right? So among them we have discussed about Northern Mountains already in our previous class, right? Yes, shall we recall about that once again? Yes, before that we can see the location of this physical divisions, okay? So where is this Northern Mountains? The northern part of the India we have Northern Mountains. So we have discussed about this already. And then below that we have Northern Plains, and in this northwestern part we have the Great Indian Desert, and the center portion is the Southern Plateau, and towards this coastline, right? So here also we have sea, here also we have sea. So towards the coastlines we have the coastal plains, and in the sea we have islands. Okay, islands means something land that is surrounded by water on 4 sides. Okay, so here in the sea we have islands. Okay. Yes, now let us recall about the Northern Mountains, what we have discussed in our previous class. So which mountain we have in the northern part of our country? Yes, we have Himalayas, right? So the northern part of India is surrounded by a very large mountain called Himalayas. And what is the meaning of this word Himalayas? It means home of snow, right? Fully covered with snow. And from where it starts? It starts from Jammu and Kashmir in the north, and it extends to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. Okay? And then say what are the rivers that are originating here? Ganga, Yamuna, Indus and Brahmaputra are the rivers originating here. And how these rivers are formed? We have seen, right? Himalayas are fully covered with snow, right? So these mountains have so many glaciers. Okay, glaciers means large mass of moving ice. Okay, so when this glaciers melts, we will get rivers from that. Okay, and see the higher range of Himalayas. How will be the higher range of Himalayas? They are very rocky and it is covered with snow. Okay, and see the world's highest peak, that is Mount Everest, is situated in this Northern Mountains. So now I hope that you can recall all the points whatever we have learnt about Northern Mountains, right? Very good. So in today's class we are going to learn about the next physical feature, that is the Northern Plains. Okay. So are you interested? Now shall we learn about the Northern Plains? Ready? Yes. Now we are going to discuss about the Northern Plains. So where it is located? So it is located towards the south of the Himalayas. So here we have this area is Himalayas, right? So towards the south. So next to the Himalayas we have Northern Plains. Okay, can you see this green colored area? So all this green colored area belongs to this Northern Plains. Okay, so it lies towards the south of Himalayas. Okay, see where it is located. You can see this green shaded area now, that is Northern Plains, okay. And see how this Northern Plains is formed. It is formed by the rich soil deposited by the Himalayan rivers, okay. So we know, right, from Himalayas, so many rivers are originating, right? So these rivers will flow towards this Northern Plains only, okay. That's why these Northern Plains are very fertile. So it is indicated in green color, right? So that means it is very fertile, okay. So these rivers originating in the Himalayas will flow towards this Northern Plains only. So what these rivers are doing, see, these rivers flow down the mountains and carry fine soil with them, okay. So when these rivers are flowing down from the Himalayas, they carry that fine soil, that is, those soils are rich in minerals, okay, those fine soils with them. So this the rich and fine soil is called silt, okay. So the soil that are brought down by the rivers of the Himalayas are known as silt, okay. That means silt is the soil that is deposited by the Himalayan rivers, okay. So this Himalayan rivers will bring down very fine and very fertile soil, okay, fertile soil called silt, and they will deposit this silt in this Northern Plains, okay. And this Northern Plains are mostly formed by this silt only, okay. And see how it is the silt. Silt makes the soil fertile and suitable for growing different kinds of crops, okay. So this silt is making the soil very fertile, and it also makes the soil suitable for growing different crops, okay. So that's why these Northern Plains are very fertile, okay. So these are the things, these are the simple things about Northern Plains, okay. This is the only things that is given in your book. So where is Northern Plains located? It is located to the south of the Himalayas. And then what is the next point? So the rivers, the Himalayan rivers will bring down fertile soil called silt to the Northern Plains, okay. So this because of this silt is very fertile. So because of this silt, the Northern Plains are very fertile and suitable for growing a variety of crops, okay. And because of this Northern Plains are densely populated also, okay. So these are the things that are given in your student's book, okay. So now for you to have a better idea on this Northern Plains, okay. So for you to know more about the Northern Plains, let us watch a small video, okay.
Children, the Northern Plains are rightly called the greenery of India. They are bound on the north by the Himalayas, which give rise to various rivers. These rivers are the source of the fertile alluvium. This in turn makes them ideal for all kinds of cultivation. Let us know in detail about this important geographical feature of our country. The northern plains lie between the mighty Himalayas and the southern plateau. They were formed by the deposition of silt brought down by the rivers Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries. They are also called the alluvial plains. These plains cover an area of 7 lakh square kilometers. They are approximately 2,400 kilometers in length and 150 to 320 kilometers in width. The states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Assam lie in the northern plains. The rivers in their lower course, due to the gentle slope and less speed, deposit huge amounts of silt. The rivers form huge loops in their courses called meanders. The river splits into numerous channels known as distributaries and results in the formation of riverine islands. Majuli in the Brahmaputra River is the largest inhabited riverine island in the world. The northern plains are generally divided into 3 river basins, the Satluj in the west, the Ganga in northern India and the Brahmaputra basin in the east. The Satluj enters India through the Shivkela Gorge. The largest part of the river basin covers the states of Punjab and Haryana. As it enters Himachal Pradesh, it creates fertile valleys where large numbers of fruits are cultivated in orchards as well as many other crops. Amazing facts. The Bhakra Nangal Dam on the river Satluj is the highest gravity dam in the world. The origin of the river Ganga is from from the glacier Gangotri. The tributaries of Ganga are Yamuna, Gomti, Ghandak, Kosi and Son. The river basin covers the states of UP, Bihar and West Bengal. The river Ganges enters the northern plains at Haridwar, and this has become a pilgrimage spot for Hindus who consider this river to be holy. Do you know the Brahmaputra is called by 4 different names? In Tibet, where it originates, it is called Sampho. In Arunachal Pradesh, it is called Rihang. In Assam, it is called Brahmaputra, and in Bangladesh, it is called Jamuna. Do you know, every year the Brahmaputra river floods due to heavy rainfall and deforestation in this area. In consequence of this, the river continuously changes its course. Nandapa, Manas and Kaziranga are wildlife sanctuaries found in the states of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Endangered species like the tiger, clouded leopard, one-horned rhino and many species of flowers and birds are found here. Do you know the river Ganges from Haldia to Allahabad and the river Brahmaputra from Sadia to Dhubri are parts of India's national waterways 1 and 2. The Ganga and Brahmaputra both drain into the Bay of Bengal after forming the largest and fastest growing delta in the world called the Sundarbans Delta. This is a protected area rich in a type of mangrove vegetation called Sundari, from where the name comes. It is home to the Royal Bengal tiger, crocodiles and the Gangetic dolphin called Susuk. Do you know the word delta comes from the 4th letter of the Greek alphabet delta, and this is because a delta is triangular in shape. As the rivers are all snow-fed, they have water in them throughout the year, and they deposit fertile silt which helps facilitate agriculture. Crops like rice, wheat, sugarcane, jute, jowar and bajra grow in plenty. This is the reason why these plains are called the greenery of India.
Yes children, now after watching the video you got a more idea on Northern Plains, right? So in that video we have seen what are the different divisions of Northern Plains also, right? So we have 3 divisions in Northern Plains: the Satluj Basin, the Brahmaputra Basin and the Ganga Basin. So these are the different river basins formed by this Himalayan rivers, okay? So that is not needed for you now, okay? So that video is for you to have a better understanding on Northern Plains, okay? Yes, now let us recall this Northern Plains once again, okay? See where it is located? It lies towards the south of the Himalayas. So next to the Himalayas we have Northern Plains. And then these are formed by the rich soil deposited by the Himalayan rivers. These rivers flow down the mountains and carry fine soil with them. So this soil is very rich, right? Rich in fertile. So the rich and fine soil is called what? Silt. And this silt makes the soil fertile and suitable for growing different kinds of crops, okay? So children, in today's class we have discussed a very small topic, that is Northern Plains, right? Very less topic. So I hope that you have a better understanding on this Northern Plains, right? So if you have any doubt, feel free to contact me, okay? So in the next class we can discuss about our next physical feature, that is the Great Indian Desert, okay? So we can learn about the Great Indian Desert in the next class. So meet you in the next class. Thank you.